Hello, Liran.
Okay. You didn't hear me, right?
I didn't hear you.
Yes, I was muted. Remember to unmute yourself before you are talking.
Hey, when does ours start? Do I have time, or is it about to start?
Yeah, basically we are about to start. The video is the pre-recording is about to start in 12 minutes, and pre-recording and it's for half an hour. So we have something like 40 minutes before we start, but we want to do a quick debrief before we go live.
Okay.
So in half an hour the presentation starts, right? And then
a bit more.
yeah,
40
okay,
minutes.
got it.
Yes.
Morning, Michael. By the way, it's quite early, isn't it?
Good, Al. It's fine. Yeah, it's nice. Hey, Anne, how are you?
Good morning. How are you? I'm good.
Good.
I wouldn't be good if it would be so early my time, honestly, but I think people are different, right? So some are the early ones and some the late.
I'm more of an early one than a late one.
Did you see, Michael, did you see we have prepared yesterday a polling question?
I saw the ones that Claudius had sent before.
Okay. Liran, do you think it would be good just to give them just a short introduction on how the polling is working?
Yeah, just a second. I want to look for something just to make sure, and I will show the poll. Okay. So just a second. I just want to make sure something.
Okay.
I'm right with you.
Perfect.
So is it, Anne, is your idea we start with the poll? Is it?
I think this is something we should discuss. I mean, you have also some prepared questions, right?
Yeah, exactly. So we can break the ice, but I think the poll would be a good fresh starting thing.
I mean, I like the poll in the beginning. I would start with a poll, honestly, it just feels a bit weird because, you know, people need to read the question first and you need to give them some time to answer it. So I saw, like, in the last session, some people got a bit nervous because it felt like nothing has happened. So you just need to be a little bit patient and also give people time to reply. And, you know, you can also comment because it's a multiple choice one. So you can comment on how the development is going. Just be interactive with Michael, like saying, oh, look, did you expect this? Or what are your thoughts on this? So just talk through and don't like wait until it's 1 minute over as you have the results. Just kind of moderating
Can we also
the poll.
ask a different question until the poll is finalized?
You could, but maybe it will be distracting. So, you know, actually the people will put something in the poll and you will see the things rising. So I would, like, for example, yesterday we talked about the TAG ecosystem regarding to the crew. Do you think it will be like staffed as today or remote or totally autonomous? And there was a bit of surprising the answers. So Sebastian was talking about how surprising the answers is, and Cyril was chatting about it as well. So just commenting on what you get as a feedback. Even if it's not the final one, just comment the development of the people as feedback.
Okay, and we can do it both. So I think that's good.
Yeah, exactly. So you can just take the ball and comment and through to Michael and just the other way around.
And we need to finish sharp at 2 o'clock German time, right? So because there's the closing dialogue.
There's a closing, exactly. Liran, did you share the link yet with the?
Yeah, not yet. I'm just I'm just sharing right now. What I'm sharing is the questions that we have in this sessions that we prepared in advance. So we have two questions, and let me just show you what. Just a second. Edit. So the first one is in which vessel types you see the biggest value by using remote autonomous functions. This is an open, and the other one is this one. It's a multiple choice. What is it considered the most interesting benefits of remote autonomous ship operations?
Is this, sorry to interrupt, I see it very, very small. I even can't read anything.
Me
Will it
neither.
stay like this? No.
No.
No. It's because I wanted to show you. The thing is that I cannot show you how it would look like with the participants, because right now they can see it. So I did something. This is the back office. So, but basically, you will see it much bigger. You will see it on the screen, something like the whole screen. It's very comfortable, and you can read it. You will see that during the polling, it takes some time until people react. So encourage them to participate in the polling, and you see the number of people who voted or wrote something. The first question is writing. It's a wording question. You will see on the top right. You will see it. During the time, you need to. It takes some time until people understand that they have realize that they need to vote. So encourage them to vote. Talk about the result, how it moves, etc. As Anna said, once you will see that it stopped moving and the counter stopped increasing, you can assume that people stopped voting.
Okay. And does it ends at after 1 minute or 30 seconds or?
As you like, you stop it basically.
Okay, that's good to know.
You just let me know, and I will stop it. Basically, I will just a second. I want to share with you something. The link. Just a second. Let me. As a man, I cannot do two things in parallel. So
yeah, of course. Of course.
So two people understand, one don't.
So Anna, you cannot understand that, but here.
I'm patient.
Just a second. Let's see that it's the right one.
I can mention something in between, Claudius. I can see how many people are joining the session. Are you interested in this figure, or will it make you more nervous?
I don't care, to be honest. Maybe you tell me afterwards.
No, it could be a good indicator. Like if 100 people will join and you see only 20 have been in the poll, because you see the number in the poll. So
okay,
you could encourage.
Good. Yeah,
because then
that's
you know
good.
80 people would. This is the thing where
You're
I would
right.
say it before.
Yeah, you can tell me.
Okay.
Okay, I sent you in the chat. I sent you a link. Okay, in this link, once you press it, you will see there is a new tab will be open, and you will see that basically over there you will be able to see the questions that the audience have asked during the session. Okay, and when the polling is up, you can also see it there. You don't need to go while the polling is running. You can see it on the screen. Since I'm sharing the screen, you will be able to see it here. No need to go there.
But I need to jump between.
Yes.
StreamYard. Okay,
yes,
I can't see both at the same time.
Do you have two screens?
No.
No. Okay. Who's going to be the moderator?
I will do it.
Okay. Okay. So yes, you would need to jump between both of the screens.
Hey, are these questions set in stone, or can we add an answer to the multiple choice?
Basically, we can add. Do you want to add now?
Well, let me just talk with Claudius. So, Claudius, which one was it? I just lost him. Yeah. So, what do you consider the most interesting benefit of autonomous ship operations? We have increased safety, crew efficiency, route operational efficiency, increased productivity, easier docking and vessel handling. Can we add an F? I really would like to hear about access to onboard data. You know, something it's a big benefit of this type of technology as well. Would you like to add something like that, Claudius?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
No worries.
So
we can also get rid of one. So route and operations efficiency and increased productivity somehow goes in the same direction, right?
Yeah, I think increased productivity is more basic. You could just take that one out, I think, because it'd be interesting to hear. Well, it's up to you, Claudius. What do you want to?
So we take out the productivity. I think that's fine, and then we have 5. Maybe that's easier for the people, because if you have too many options,
right.
Okay, so if I understand correctly, you want to add an option, right?
Yeah, I think what we said was we'd replace increased productivity with access to onboard data.
So I would appreciate if you can send me via the chat the text that you want me to replace, and I will replace it.
Sorry for the last minute change, Claudius. If you stop me, if you don't want to.
And I try in that time to get maybe my screen sliced into portions.
Increase productivity with
the increased productivity, right? This
replace the increased productivity with access to onboard data.
With access to onboard data, just a second, let me do it real quick.
And you mean with that access data onshore from onboard data, right?
Yeah, I mean, we just hear from many operators that once the ship or vessel leaves the dock, they go blind, you know, and they are looking for information and data for navigational assessment to improve their overall logistics. There's just a big gap in their ability to understand what's going on.
I'm sorry that it's small, but just go over it if you can. Access to onboard data, that is the fourth option, and I just replaced it with the increased productivity. It's missing, so we are good, right?
Yeah. Thanks.
Oh, great. Okay, let me prepare just for the session.
You guys, how far are we from doing it? I would like to restart my computer, actually. Do you mind if I turn it off and come back?
No, it's 10 minutes still, or 9 minutes.
Okay, here we go. I'm going to leave. I'll be back.
Okay.
Long time no see.
Yes. How are you?
Hello.
Hi, Claudius. How are you?
I'm good. Big day.
Yes, I saw that you were going through the questions, right?
Yeah, we are changing the poll.
You are changing it, okay?
Slightly.
I like slightly.
So
I like changing.
I've noticed.
Claudius, I have a quick question. When are there are two polling. When are we going to have it?
We start straight away. I will say, like, I think that the video ends anyway with the opening of the question and answer session already. So I just will say we will start with an interactive poll straight away, go on the left-hand side on the bar, and then blah, blah, blah. So we start with both questions first, and then we go in the question which are coming up.
Okay, so one after another.
Yeah.
The two questions is one after another at the beginning of the session. No problem. Yeah. So once you want want me to show the poll, let me know, and I will click play. When you want to move to the next question, next polling, just again, let me know.
I will just say it live, or
yes.
Okay.
And
we will
I'm
look now
changing
to the answers.
Yes. Yeah. And I'm listening the whole time. I'm listening to what you're saying. So once at the end of the questions, when you're moving on, I will the end of the second question. I will just stop sharing, and you don't need to stop and let me know to stop sharing the screen. So
okay, fine.
Okay.
I have a question. Is Michael going to join us as well?
Yes, he just
was there already.
restarted his computer.
Okay.
All good.
Yeah. Anna, because you were talking about your background, now I see you have, how do you call this in the sea?
Mermaid.
Mermaids. Butterflies, mermaids, Elsa.
Yeah. It's not matching at all, because as soon as we start an art project, she's doing once and then she's losing interest. So we have one mermaid. I think I even did one butterfly, so at least we have two.
I see you have some fun.
Yeah, lockdown and quarantine.
You seem to be, yeah, everyone needs to take the lockdown time to
to be creative.
Be creative. That's the right word.
Yeah.
Well, I was just watching Netflix.
Also good.
I don't have any children, that's why. Otherwise, probably I would have made mermaids and butterflies.
Sometimes I would have preferred Netflix over mermaids.
My kid become creative during the lockdown, and they wanted to make food. Actually, it's not food, but baking in the kitchen. So at some point, I asked them, stop being creative, at least not in the kitchen. Because they're just preparing the food, and we need to clean afterward.
How old is your child? Do you have a daughter or a son?
I have two, actually.
Okay.
One she's 14, and the other he's 11.
Okay.
Yeah, they are big.
Yeah. You started early in this case.
No. 30. I'm 44.
Okay.
It's because the long hair.
No, it's not. I can tell you that it's not.
Come on, Anne. I would say that you're like 31, 32.
Nice. No, 38.
Oh.
But I'm feeling like 31.
Yes. I think that at some point you stop growing internally and just the number changes. Good morning, Michael.
Good morning, Anna. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Thanks.
I see there's some changes in your background from last time.
Oh, okay.
I think, yeah.
I didn't.
Was this there, the board?
Oh, maybe we were closer up or something. Maybe I was at a different angle.
No, I'm just saying it because I've noticed it, not that it's a problem.
Should I change the angle?
It's fine.
No, leave it. It's okay.
Okay. There's a little plant.
Claudius is also a different angle because last time he was standing.
Yeah, I think it's more convenient.
You look more relaxed now, Claudius.
Yeah. And
Maybe
1.5
you should-
hours standing is nothing for me. I need to run in that case.
I think you should add mermaids like Annie's on the back.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, I see the mermaids.
Yeah, I can come over. I live very close to the office building, so.
I locked my door that no one is stopping by and
Oh.
asking something.
But I'm bringing mermaids, so.
Okay, then we need to make a code word that I open the door.
Yeah. Ariel. The world famous mermaid.
My daughter's name. Yes.
Ah.
Michael, I just sent the link again for
Okay.
this because you restarted your computer. You said you restarted your computer, so
Yeah, thank you.
probably you don't see the link. we're going to start in 7 minutes the pre-recording. After that we have 30 around half an hour of video. And during this half an hour, people, the audience are able to send questions. So you pay attention also to the Slido. Every once in a while, I will let you know if a question is coming in. I will let you know as well.
So Claudius, just so I understand, so Claudius, you're going to be managing Slido, or do I interject and say, oh, there's a question on Slido? I'm just curious.
I would facilitate the question and picking them up and handling it to you over. That's fine.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, just in case a lot of questions are coming and you can't answer them, you can just say we will answer them all in the end. We don't know how we will do it, if it's sent out a document later or put it on the website or on the environment, because it's available until end of June. So just say all questions will be answered and we will return back to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And for the poll, Michael, you can comment also during they rate and put in their inputs.
Okay.
Okay, so we will start a quick debrief. How is the session is going to we're going to handle the session. Basically, Claudio, you are going to open the session. I'm going to announce 10 minutes before we go live, 5 minutes, etc. I'm going to announce the time that we're still left to going live. 10 seconds before we are going live, I will let you know. And when we are live, I'm going to send a message in the chat. We are live now. You can, both of you can see the message now in the chat. Of course, right now it's just to show you. And once you see this message, you are live and you can start talking. Claudio, when you want me to show the poll, just ask me and I will show the poll. Yeah, Michael, I don't know if you were in the part what we talked about, that at the beginning of the session we will have the two questions, and after that answer the Q&A.
And so is there any, I mean, I'm just sorry, so I know, so does Claudius, is he going to be live before you start the video, or does his live part today start after the video?
After the video.
Okay. Got it.
Yes. So at the end of the session, I will let you know once we are off the air. It will be some awkward couple of minutes that I will be offline, and the reason is because I have to do a lot of things here, and I cannot break. So once we're off the air, I will let you know. So you will know what I mean by awkward. Okay.
You will
Sounds
definitely feel it. Yeah.
Okay.
Just one comment, Claudius, which is different because you remember we said if there's no questions, you will bring in the prepared one and pretend they just came in up front. We can handle it different. But oh wait, Jana, how long are you staying? Are you coming with me at 1:30 or you can post the questions?
I can pose the questions. I can stay here, not a problem.
Okay, because then Jana will post the questions in Slido, so they will come in as real questions. So you don't have to pretend you got them from somewhere. They will come in via Slido and you can just say, oh, there's a question again.
Okay.
You just need to send Jana, or can you put in the questions you have prepared in the chat function here, so Jana can put it in Slido later?
Let me pick them up. So the first question I will take directly, but I know that there's also Thomas joining from automation, so he will most probably in that case also post some questions. So I don't expect that we will be completely out of questions.
Okay, perfect.
So we have 45 minutes for the entire session. Is that correct, Jana? Jana and Anna? Is that correct, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we're supposed to end it at 2.
Exactly.
Okay, so Claudius, we will send you every once in a while. We will send you how long we will still have left for this end of the session. We will send it here in the chat. Another thing that I want to tell you that I haven't told you is the chat here that you see is between us. Anna, Jana, and I, we will be offline. We will be muted without the camera. And if you want to ask us something, you can ask it here. Ask us through the chat. And basically, we are with you.
Okay.
So Claudius, just keep one eye on the chat here so you can see when Liran will send you, for example, 5 minutes left, 3 minutes left, so you know more or less when to close the session. For example,
I need to keep track then on both chats.
Exactly.
Oh.
But you can focus first on the questions coming from the audience, and then just don't forget to keep an eye on this one as well. And because you will have plenty of time for live questions coming in from the audience. So if for any reason you feel that you don't have enough questions and you're not able to fill in the time, you can also end early. Just have that in mind. You don't need to feel pressured that you should.
Yeah, okay. We can stop earlier.
Fill in, the time. However, I'm seeing that you're already sending your questions in, so I will make sure that you have them in the Slido system so you can answer them. But we have had pretty active audience this so far.
I assume the
today.
same, so we should.
And I think that the topic is very interesting also. So at least it was very interesting to me that I have not I had no previous knowledge about it. So I imagine that people that have previous knowledge about it, they will find it even more interesting.
But Jana, when are you going to join in the closing session?
I will leave this one and go to the closing session. I just messaged Liran to keep an eye on our speakers, and you will be in good hands.
Okay, and who is
by the way, the video is already running. Yeah, sorry.
It's fine.
Yeah, technician.
Anne?
Is it Ron or Ziv? Yeah, who is the technician at the closing session? Ron or Ziv or?
It's going to be Ron. Yes.
Okay. And he has, and you are coming and you are sharing the final slides, right? Okay, good.
Yes, they have the final slides and they have also the closing video.
Okay, good.
A moment of silence. So what Liron was saying is that actually the recorded video already started, so the audience are seeing that. So you might expect some questions starting to show up in the in Slido. And of course,
Michael, I showed the video to my wife. She was very impressed.
Thank you. That's great. Our internet here on some days is not great, so it was kind of choppy, I noticed. So apologize for that.
No worries.
Basically, we can hear you. We can hear you well.
The interesting thing, Michael, was that when we were doing the recording, it didn't sound that way. But then maybe when it was being processed, your connection had interacted with it.
Maybe.
Because I haven't noticed during the recording. I noticed that after I saw the video.
Yeah, the problem is we move a lot of data, and it's when the data team starts deciding in the middle of the day to just push terabytes and terabytes of data somewhere, and it shuts everybody else down. So there's commitments that they'll only do that at night, but it doesn't always happen that way.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Yeah, I was saying I was on mute, but I was saying I realized I probably should have wore the same shirt I did in the video, but I didn't. So
I think
people are going to know.
Recognize anyway.
People are going to know that it's pre-recorded.
Claudius,
actually, I recognized I need to wash the shirt last night. So I ironed it wet, and then it was drying during the night. But
there you go.
I should have just used another one.
Claudius, I wanted to ask you regarding the questions that you've put in here in the chat. Is there a specific time during the presentation where these can be added? I don't want to add something.
Sorry. I would just put it in if there's nothing coming up. So I start maybe with the first question, and then there will already starting something. If not, then you can throw it in step by step. Or just hold it back if there's enough going in.
There is no problem, by the way. If you see if you see that you don't have enough questions, to encourage the audience to ask questions in the Q&A tab. So when you open the session, just let them know that feel free to write the question.
So what I think I will do is, because me and Anne need to jump over to the closing session in
10 minutes.
In 10 minutes. So I will copy the questions that you have here, and I will make sure to add them to your session. Does that sound good?
But then they are there anyway, and if we have 100 questions, then we just overload.
I will keep an eye on that. Don't worry. The only difference will be that I will not be here with you, but I will be keeping an eye on Slido. everything.
And maybe we can sneak around some difficult questions.
That's the thing. You need to tell the audience, in case there are too many questions and you're not able to answer all of them, just let them know that these questions will be addressed additionally.
Yeah, I did already say that.
Yes, sorry.
No problem.
Maybe
No problem.
repeating each other.
It's good.
We've
It's
me
to
and
hear
Anne
twice.
became one person the last weeks.
We're more twins, yes.
Okay, I'm getting the questions here. So I have them on my side. Okay. Do you think that there will... I just saw the last question. When do you expect unmanned ship operations? Do you think that's possible even? Because I know that in other sessions they asked, how do you see the future? And many people said, in terms of the crew, will there be any crew? And many people thought that by 2030 there won't be any crew on ship, but the speaker said that that's not really realistic.
No, I agree with that. Yeah, so it's different per application. I mean, we have operators now that are using our technology for unmanned vessels, but these are mostly smaller, like workboats and security vessels. I think for short trips, maybe 5 to 10 years, there may be some applications, but in general, a crew is very important. And technology does a lot for you, but the crew handles the 1% that you don't want to occur, And
exactly.
Yeah.
And also, if there's, when there's technology, there's always the possibility of a glitch or.
Absolutely. Yeah, and what we're aiming for is a great relationship between people and technology. Yeah, and that's what you see on airlines today. You've got to a point where there's technology handles a good part of the journey. And in fact, in many cases, they ask pilots to err towards the technology or leave it on. But, pilots need to be there to handle a lot of things that the technology can't.
It's weird because I thought that, for instance, there is already Tesla and autonomous cars, and C, it's more contained, more closed garden environment. So you would assume, as a one like me that don't understand nothing, you assume that it will be much easier to do an autonomous boat or ship.
I mean, it's a better domain. You're right. It's a good domain for it. But I mean, do you own a Tesla, or have you ridden a Tesla?
Yeah, actually, I did.
Okay. But in general, it's a long way from autonomous. It does it can do some great stuff on the highway, but there's a long way toward safe, comprehensive autonomy.
Yes, and it was very scary, by the way.
That's the challenge. That's the challenge that Mr. Musk has, is that he's been taking $10,000 payments from everybody to prepay in advance for the autonomy portion. And I don't know when he's going to deliver that. Pretty soon people are going to start demanding that money back, So we'll see. But you're right, it can be scary at times. There was one yesterday here in the US where the Tesla sideswiped a police car, because the police car was a little bit in the lane, and the Tesla didn't see it, and it just crunched the side of it.
It picked the right car.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is something that you should ask from Mr. Musk to return the money.
Police should know to not hide themselves, because that's what they do.
Well, they do anything they want here.
Yeah. Oh, everywhere.
All right, are we 10 minutes away, you think?
We're exactly 13 minutes.
Okay, just going to use the restroom before we start, so I'm going to
Yes,
jump and I'll be right back.
Yes, this is the time to go to the restroom, coffee. Yes.
Just make sure you don't, log out.
Or to the other session team, right, Jana?
Sorry?
Or to the other session team. We don't get to use the restrooms at all.
I was joking today that yesterday I went to the restroom only twice during the day because that was the only time I had.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it is.
Because me and Anna
Twice a
we're
day.
jumping from session to like literally because they're back to back. And
whenever we join, it's like, oh, it's time for a coffee. Yeah, okay, it's time to go.
No, I want to join the closing session because I'm sure that also Denise will be a bit anxious about it. So.
And we will talk again about content, honestly. So not so much about setup, but also about content, like always.
The first
Already
questions
questions
are coming.
in.
Yeah, so just sharing the slide right now.
Good.
The slider.
Liran, did Michael leave the studio?
No, just turn off.
Exactly.
Just turn off the camera.
Leave the question with me.
So Claudius, just for it's 90 people at the moment, but I will expect that we will end up at 120 people. Because usually people will join later. So at the moment you have 90 people in the session.
Oh, really? I thought people are jumping off earlier.
No, they join later somehow. It's really...
Okay. And what was the biggest session?
The biggest session I haven't checked. So, but the panel was, but also the opening video on demand for Mr. Schell and Denise. This was clicked a lot. So, but I guess it will be more people coming.
And also have in mind that the session will be afterwards available on demand for people to watch. So if, for example, now there will be 120 people watching you, then afterwards it will be more because they will most probably watch the recording.
Okay, good.
So now it's almost close to 100. See, so the numbers are going up. So
don't worry, you will be a star.
Superstar.
Either way.
Oh, Michael. I guess.
Yeah. We should organize to send Oscars to everybody participating in this summit.
I was really impressed, to be honest, following the first videos and very professional, organized. So.
Yeah, glad to hear. I think yesterday and today were going very, very well.
Yeah. Me too.
Hey, Claudius, did I hear that you said Will from Foss was presenting?
Yeah, he did, yeah, before us.
Was he presenting on the engines that
yeah, it's around I have not seen it completely, but the major topic was Series 4000, IMO Tier 3 and EP Tier 4 applications, so you can also refer in the Q&A if you want.
Okay.
And you can also watch this session on demand afterwards.
Yeah, okay. I haven't watched any, unfortunately. I need to.
Yeah. Well, you will be able to until June 30th.
I shouldn't. I'm sorry that I just admitted that I haven't watched any. I should be. I'm very interested. I've just been busy.
That's the thing. That's the good part, let's say, of this platform is that you can watch afterwards the sessions based on your convenience. So.
All right, I will jump out. Good luck and enjoy. And see you later. I have adapted the timing slot in the evening, so we just meet like 15 minutes before because we just talked. It's just to ensure that you are there and you can also eat or make emails until the session starts. All right, see you later.
Thank you, Anna.
Bye. There is another question coming in.
Yes.
I think that's an easy one. If you still have a crew on board, then they can maintain.
I will also leave you in case I see there are not so many questions coming in. I will use the ones that Claudius sent.
Okay.
And just Claudius, reminding you again to keep one eye on the chat to know more or less when to close the session.
Yeah, okay. And
Okay.
maybe you just select one, let's say 2 or 3 questions from them, because I expect there are more coming up.
Okay.
As you prefer.
Okay. Thank you. Good luck. Have fun.
Yeah,
Thank
you.
you. Bye.
Thank you, Jana.
Bye for now. See you later.
We're going to be live around 8 minutes.
Okay.
So, Michael, are you in the US? Where are you based?
Yes, in Boston.
Ah, Boston. And Claudius, I understand that you're in Germany.
Germany, yeah.
Okay.
And yourself?
I'm in Israel. Tel Aviv.
Right.
Yeah.
Tel Aviv. Well, thanks for being here with all the stuff going on there.
Yes, yes. It's a bit complicated what's going on here. It's weird. It's weird. It's every time that I need to explain it to people, it's really hard to do that. So we only have 7 minutes if I need to explain everything. So we won't be able to go into it.
I've heard a lot about our chief commercial officer is Israeli, and he joined us from Mobileye, and so which is a great Israeli company that brought forward a lot of technology for the automotive space. But he's from Haifa, or a village near Haifa, and we've been talking quite a bit about what's going on. It's
yes,
yeah.
It's a difficult situation. I don't know how it will be resolved, when it's going to be resolved. It's something like 70 years. And it's I don't know. I don't have it's very hard to explain. It's very, and I can tell you what you see from there, it's much different than what we have here.
Yep.
I can imagine that.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly right. Well, I do know that one time I've been in Tel Aviv, I thought it was awesome, and I loved it. And
the weird thing is that, for instance, we know that it's going to end in Israel. Friday and Saturday are the day off from work. So tomorrow, we know that we're going to have a bit of a fighting, and on Saturday we are planning to go on trips, because we know that we'll be fighting. So this is the weird thing.
That is weird.
Yeah. A weird country with weird people.
Right.
This is what you get.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have 5 minutes to go. By my parents, my brother, basically we're very connected to Germany. My parents has a house in the Schwarzwald. Yes, near you.
Very close.
Yes, it's called Simonswald. It's a small village. And by chance, my brother works in a company called ZIC. Which is
yeah, that's a sensor company in Freiburg, I guess.
Yes, it's a small village near. And my father's cousin is in Boston, so.
Yeah, cool.
Oh, really? Yeah.
So I'm all over
very connected. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, we have 3 minutes.
Okay, I'm going to go address one thing. I'll be right back. I just got to tell
Okay.
somebody one thing. I'll be right back.
So, Liran, I just say we will kick off the Q&A session with a live poll, and then you put it on the table, and I tell about the navigation, right-hand bar, and stuff like that.
Yes, okay. So do you want I can already start with the share automatically without you saying, just
You can do it when I will explain it. I think that
great, no problem.
well.
It's a click of a button from my side. So where are you based in Friedrichshafen?
Friedrichshafen.
Yes, I've been there several times. There is a very big bike, Eurobike,
Yeah, it is
every
actually.
year.
Not
Yes.
this year. Not this
Yeah,
year.
there is no conventions this year.
What are we, 1 minute away?
2 minutes 20.
You know, the first time I did a live radio program, you know, it was at the station, you went to the station.
Mhm.
I was surprised when I showed up. They asked us to come like 45 minutes early. We showed up, and first thing they did is they handed us a strong alcoholic mixed drink, you know, and just to relax you, you know. It was interesting. It was really sweet though. I remember it did not do well to my stomach, but
Okay.
it made for a nice, relaxed conversation.
That helped you to calm down?
It calmed and made everything. Yeah, I haven't done. I don't do that before my business stuff, but maybe we should have.
You need to come to drink a bit before the live sessions. Basically, you need to feel calm and even smile, and then everything. People realize that it's not a regular summit and it's not a congress. So I'm turning off my camera. We have 1 minute before we go live. Keep in mind, Claudius, look at the chat. I will let you know once you will read we are live now. You will see the text, and then when you see the message we are live now in the chat, start talking. So we have 30 seconds. I'm turning off my my mic. Guys, good luck and enjoy it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, we would like to kick off the Q&A session with an interactive live pool. So please go on the right-hand bar and see the question, and please throw in your type of vessel where you consider the biggest value in remote and autonomous shipping. So we will actively collect all your inputs, and you see it live in the show what will be the outcome. And Michael and myself, we will comment. Just repeat the question: in which vessel types you see the biggest value by using remote and autonomous functions? So we see deep sea, harbor tug operations, cargo, yacht vessels. More ratings on cargo.
Yeah, that's great.
Petrol vessels coming in, research.
This is great. I enjoy this, Claudius. It's good to see. And yeah.
Are you surprised by the outcome, Michael, or is this in relation to your assessment?
You know, it's interesting because we also look at this on a time scale as to like today we're serving the early adopters in many areas and we know it's a path, you know, and so I think the folks that are answering this are looking at it and that complete path, you know, and I think cargo vessels makes absolute sense, but where we're, you know, focusing today, where we're getting a lot of traction is in a lot of these tasks. I think I mentioned it in a lot of these task-based vessels, work boats, vessels that are operating in controlled domains. But it's, you know, we're already making inroads into this space of cargo and shipping, and of course ferries. It's good. You know, ferries is a big one there too.
I think also a lot of smaller vessels has been mentioned here, like crew transfer vessel, petrol vessels, harbor tugs, which are also typical applications for high-speed engines, actually.
Well, absolutely. Yeah, some of the, I don't know if you combined ferry and ferries there, it might it might be more than cargo vessels. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I think we can move on to the next questions. What do you consider as the most interesting benefit of remote and autonomous shipping? And we have mentioned already different topics, so you can rate, and then we will see again the outcome of the poll. Thank you already for your contribution here. So it seems a lot of is related to efficiency and cost reduction, like efficiency, crew operations, and also the safety part, isn't it?
Yeah, I definitely see that. 0% on data. Interesting to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, look, I mean, that's the readily apparent is and especially in the commercial world, you know, is efficiencies, increased productivity, doing more with less effort. So that makes great sense.
I'm quite surprised that no one has yet answered easier docking, because sometimes those situations are quite difficult and dangerous under different weather conditions.
Yeah. You know, and these will, you know, and I think these will adjust as folks get exposed to autonomous technology in the real world more and start seeing, you know, values will uncover themselves once you start using it.
All right, then I suggest we close the poll and go directly to the questions we received during the session. And we are still collecting the questions, so please submit your questions and we try to answer together with Michael. So let me start, Michael, with the first question. What is the percentage of a typical ferry I need to consider as an investment for this kind of technology? Can you give a rough magnitude of the value of such a system?
Yeah, I mean, ferries come in all sizes. Just more, I can give the, you know, kind of the costs of an autonomous system for investment. So for smaller vessels, smaller ferries, it'll be an investment of probably just say around 200,000 to 300,000. We'll put that in euros. As you get larger, it could be up to, you know, around the range of 500,000. But also there's the consideration of if it's an older vessel and you're doing a retrofit, and you're having to upgrade the automation or low-level control. We have an operator now that we're working with that has some older vessels that, are in the range of common ferry sizes. It's 250-foot vessels, and that's an investment that's around 800,000 to 900,000 each vessel, but a lot of that is upgrading the low-level control.
Okay, thank you. Then there's one question around what is the risk and accuracy level of the SM300 series? Can you answer that,
What is the
please,
risk
Mike?
and accuracy? Yeah, so this is so let's do it on the accuracy. So there's lots of things going on. An autonomous system is taking multiple data streams in and doing lots of things and prioritizing those. And that's what's a big differentiator between autonomy and automation, is all these data streams coming in. So accuracy can apply to lots of different things. So let's apply it to situational awareness. Having that understanding of what's in the operating domain for like collision avoidance. This is a area that we focus on all the time and are always improving. We're aiming towards 5 nines of accuracy. We're aiming towards 99.999, and to get there, we recognized that we had to bring forth a new type of sensing. And so that was to get beyond the conventional marine radar, AIS, and that's where we brought in the computer vision to be able to get, over 90%, because you couldn't get over 90% with the conventional sensors. So right now we're operating around 99.5 with a goal of 99.999. But I just, I see in some of these questions, I guess maybe I'm going to lead ahead on some of these questions. When we think about autonomy, we really should think about it as the relationship between people and technology. And so this is technology that's coming in to augment the operations that we have today and improve. It's not that we're flipping a switch and going from what we have today with our manual operations and then going to a version of unmanned autonomy. This is, the only reason that anybody's going to use autonomous technology is if it's an improvement over what we do today. And that's we recognize that, and that's always our goal is. And it's not just a slight improvement. To gain traction, we have to show significant improvements over conventional operations.
Thank you, Michael. And this was really a good explanation, which brings me to a related question. How is the major maintenance being done on equipment if the defect happens at sea? So how is maintenance being operated?
Right. So again, this is an operational question. Our technology is being used in lots of different types of operations. If there's equipment that needs to be maintained, which there usually always is, there's people available to maintain that. And this is really what, when you think of long transits, shipping, cargo vessels, as mentioned before, we see a long, many years, decades of personnel being there to support many operations beyond the autonomous command and control of the vessel. Today, we do have operators that are using technology to make their vessels unmanned, and often these are workboats, task-driven vessels. If something breaks down, they recognize, they have a plan. They have a plan to address that. So, the one thing autonomy can do is really help bring forth this world of condition monitoring and improvements around predictive maintenance, because you're so tied in. You inserted major processors into the vessel, and you have this neural network, I call it that, but it's connectivity throughout the vessel, and you're gathering that data all the time. So we've been talking about predictive maintenance for a long time. We have types of predictive maintenance. This is it'll help further that so that you can get ahead on maintenance activities as well.
Yeah, and maybe I comment on that as well. So we have also within MTU several initiatives running, like equipment health management or our chief artificial engineer, which definitely focusing to make remote and autonomous ship operations possible, and that more intervention, less intervention from the crew with the machinery is needed actually. So this kind of technology supports the operations of remote and autonomous technology.
Absolutely.
And let's move on to our next question. The system can avoid hacker into the system and take over control. Any cybersecurity in place?
Oh,
so what is your
absolutely.
mechanism here?
Absolutely. I mean, this is an area that we've focused on from the day we've launched our first products. It's a very secure system. We leverage lots of different technologies. I won't go into any detail on that, but it's an area that we understand that, you know, it's something that the whole world is up against, and it's not something that we're ever going to feel like, at least in the near term, that we've solved it. It's a continuous improvement thing, but we leverage what we think and what we believe through our team and through advisory as well, and then as well as, you know, regulators that are class of you know, providing rules around cybersecurity. You know, we're operating in that domain, and provide a system that is secure and safe for operations.
Okay, there is another interesting question related to security on board. So what happens if the vessel lost the control to communication issues? Any backup to avoid any accidents or potential failure here to control?
Yeah, so again, that can be the operational setup of how you've the operational plan for the fleet or vessel that's using this. We have a system that, first of all, it's an edge computing system, so it doesn't rely on remote communications. It's doing all the processing on board the vessel. For vessels today that are, you know, operators today that are using the technology for remote command and control of their vessel, we have, you know, systems in place, algorithms in place to protect against loss of communications. For that remote operator might suddenly lose their remote situational awareness, whereas the vessel still has its situational awareness. And so different operators have set up differently, where maybe there's a timeout leash, where maybe, you know, after a loss of control of X amount of time, the vessel will come to a stop and hold station. That's very common in our domain. There are, you know, but again, in many of the larger vessels, this is a relationship between the folks on board, the crew on board, and the technology. We've developed a system where you can seamlessly go back to manual control for any reason. So we, you know, this is something that we've backed up with a number of internal FMEAs, risk analysis, but it's something that we also do, you know, those same type of FMEAs and risk analysis with operators when we engage in programs with them.
And this must be a core of your development program, isn't it? Because this is the most important thing of your technology, actually.
Yeah, I mean, communications link is important. We've also we also have multiple communications links, so redundancy there, where maybe there's a vessel that, you know, has full comms, full situational awareness to a remote center using VSAT and is pushing, you know, 4 megabits a second across. If it loses that connection, then we still have a backup with you know, L-band, where it's a lower data rate, but you still, you know, the important information can come across. Maybe not direct video, which takes a lot of that, but the telemetry and command and control information.
Okay, thank you. Then there is one question related to the FOSTAC boat, also with MTU engines. What technology is used here from relating to sensors and functionalities? So can you elaborate on that?
Which technology is used on the vessel, sensors and function? Oh, from the vessel itself.
Yeah.
So
no, I mean, which of your C Machines product, I guess, is the questions relating to?
Right. So that's the SM300. And so that's that's our flagship autonomous command and control system that's being used on the FOSS-TUG. That provides the autonomous capabilities of autonomous waypoint transit, where the system will manage all steering, throttle, speed control, as well as obstacle avoidance through a transit. It provides autonomous pattern transit if they wanted to do that. We have applications, maybe not so much in tugs, but other applications where you're running patterns for data collection or search and rescue. It provides autonomous standby and loitering. So vessel will hold station, and that's it's a good amount of tug time is waiting on the client, and just holding station in a geographical point. And we also, another function is autonomous task management. So this is a new area that has been in some of our, I guess, in our most recent software release, where you can set up a task plan. Once you get to this waypoint, you do this and this and this, or at this time period, you do this and this and this. And so it is the SM300. And I think the other part of the question was leveraging sensors. We tried to leverage as much off-the-shelf technology as possible. There's a lot of good proven technology out there. I mean, we're geolocating with GNSS. We're bringing in the marine radar targets, TTM, that are on that vessel. Of course, AIS, and then we're, as I mentioned, to really be able to operate with a higher level of confidence, we've brought in our new sensing with the computer vision as well. Depth sensing and motions. Those all come into our system.
Okay, thank you, Michael. As we are coming very close to the end of the session, one final and short question. When do you expect unmanned ship operations without crew?
That's so. Look, our world is diverse, so there's lots of different types of operations on water. We have operators today that are using our technology for unmanned operations, and again, that's in those task-driven, usually day vessels, where operating with a crew actually takes a big hit on their productivity, because you're, on those day vessels, you're changing out crew every 6 to 8 hours, and that takes a lot of time. Take it to ships, though. You said ships specifically. I think it's going to be a long way. I think I think we're talking 20, 30 plus years. There are going to be some unique applications, short runs, where the value is there. But right now we're looking at a partnership between people and technology to improve those operations.
Okay, thank you very much. I think we are now at the end of our session. We have more questions, which we will answer at later point in time. Thank you very much to all of you for joining us, and please stay with us for the closing dialogue of the Marine Summit. Thanks, Michael, for getting up so early and being with us. Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Thanks, Claudius. Thanks.